My name is Sophia. I'll just introduce myself quickly. I'm a second year global business France student, and I'm going to be given the presentation on global business France and also with Germany, Spain, um, Canada, and USA as well. And then also I'm going to be talking about international business as well as a course. The two are quite interlinked, so it's kind of similar enough. So we can kind of get started anyway. Um, if anyone has any questions, just stick them in the chat, and I'll stick around for a few minutes at the end as well to answer a few questions. If you want to wait till then, it's up to you. All right, so we'll just start with Business Studies International. So DC110, the points last year were 488 points. That was for 2024. So we'll start with maybe why you should study Business Studies International. So this at its core is a business course, but you also get a language on top of that. So this is a really great opportunity to expand your skills to not just a business knowledge course, but also expand your skills and learn a language, but also get the experience to travel too, which is something that's completely invaluable and something that'll you can hold very close to you and very dearly to you as well for the rest of your life. So just any special requirements then quickly for this course is it's 488 points, but we also have the language requirement for French, and Germany then as well. So you need the H4 in French, German, or Spanish if you are happy to go ahead with these languages. Now, if you choose to do Japanese or Chinese, which is also a possibility with international business, you don't have to have studied this, the Leaving Cert. There's no stress. This is offered at a beginner level, and you just need a H4 in any other language other than your English or Irish to study your Japanese or Chinese. So again, you can do Spanish, French, German, Japanese, Chinese, anything you wish. But unfortunately for the Spanish, French, and German, you need to have studied them at the Leaving Cert and to score a minimum of a H4, just because they're offered at a kind of that level coming in. So you need to be able to kind of know what you were doing for then. So then, quickly, so what are you going to study during international business? So I'm just going to go through kind of each year really quickly and what kind of modules you're going to be doing and what kind of topics you're going to be studying, just to get a kind of a proper idea of what it is international business really is on a day-to-day basis. So we'll start with first year. So you're going to have a few year-long modules. So you're going to have an introduction to accounting for business. So you're going to do management accounting and financial accounting. And then you're going to do business analytics as well, which is kind of really looking at like Excel and things like that. So you're really getting kind of real practical, real world experience that'll really help you moving forward in your career. Then you have those two modules there that you can see highlighted in blue. These modules are modules that every business student in DCU has to take in first year. And it's critical thinking for business. Which is really learning a lot of kind of soft skills and hard skills. You're learning things like how to reference, how to use the library, but also we're learning things on how to critically think, how to read, how to research, especially in related to business. And then you're also going to be studying our life module, otherwise known as Learning Innovation for Enterprise. This is actually an award-winning module for DCU, and it's really, really interesting. It's great experience, and you get to do very kind of different sort of assessments rather than typical exams and essays. It's actually quite exciting. And then for language modules, this is obviously going to vary depending on what language you're taking, but say for example we'll choose French, for example. You're going to study French language modules, so there'll be intermediate like French language, that's kind of what they're called, and where you'll study things from grammar to vocabulary to structure to reading to a little bit of everything. But you're also going to have culture modules is what they call them. So for example, you'll have maybe French culture and literatures, and you'll read and learn and kind of understand what it's like to be there. So especially for going away on your Erasmus, you'll kind of have a good idea of how it is to live over there in that country. Just quickly for the question there, Elise, I think you can have a look on the website. I'll stick a link into it there at the end. It'll kind of give you an idea. It's kind of done case on case depending on whereabouts you're applying from, but normally they'll kind of give you a level that you need to have reached for French, Spanish, and German. It'll be very kind of specific to each country and different languages as well. So I'll send on that link to you there at the end. So then semester 1, you're going to have a look at, you're going to kind of get into a few more businessy topics then. So we're going to have an introduction to macroeconomics module, and you're also going to have a module on the global business environment. And then moving on to semester 2, you're going to do an introduction to marketing. So that's kind of how first year is going to look. It's a lot of introductory business topics, and then obviously your language as well along that. So then moving on to second year, it's a little bit different, but very similar. Again, you're going to have a couple of year-long modules again. You're going to have your critical thinking and action module, and you're going to have a module called being a manager. And then again, you're going to continue on with your language modules. So the modules for your language, I mean, they don't really vary in the name or kind of topic. Again, you're just learning the language, but they'll get kind of harder and harder, and you'll kind of address different topics as you go through the years there. So then after that, you have semester 1. You're going to have a look at psychology and organizations, macroeconomics, operations management, and a continuation then on from your business analytics that you did in first year, and you're going to do business analytics too. Then again, in semester 2, you're going to have to do financial management and the changing customer. Then in semester 2, second year, you also have a few options. Then you can choose industrial economics or like the innovators toolkit. So you have a little bit more freedom there in semester 2 to kind of choose what it is you seem to like and what you're enjoying and what you're interested in then. So then moving on then to third year, this is an exciting year. Third year is your year abroad. So depending on what language you're studying, you're going to go to that kind of partner country. So if you're studying French, you might go to France or Austria or Belgium. If you're studying Japanese, you're going to go to Japan, Chinese, China, Spain, Spanish, Spain, and so on. So your third year abroad is very exciting. And I'll show you now some of the partner universities that you could end up in. Okay, so we're going to start with France and Belgium. Now, I will just kind of put a note there, like partnerships are always subject to change, so it can change year on year depending on the agreements that the universities have with each other. And so just keep that in mind. But yeah, for France there you can see loads of different universities all around France. You've got places in Montpellier, in Marseille, Bordeaux, Toulouse, not too far from Paris there's a couple too. But then you also have an option in Belgium as well, which is really exciting. So it's not just France that you might be going to, which is exciting. Then moving on to Spain, again, loads of different options all around Spain, depending on what it is you're interested in doing and where you're interested in going. You've got places down south like Murcia. You've got a school in Madrid, a couple in Barcelona, and then a couple up north too, one in Bilbao. So some really, really great opportunities there too. Then you can see the German ones too. There's a few. You can see there's one in Munich, one in Cologne, one in Leipzig, one in Berlin then too. And then on top of that, you also have the opportunity to go to Graz in Austria. So that's another opportunity there. So there's loads of different places you can go. And yeah, for global business, I'll show you the exact universities you're being sent to in a few minutes. You'll be able to see where they are as well. So then for China, you have opportunities in Beijing, the Capital University of Economics and Business, Northeastern University, Shantou universities, one in Shanghai then too. And again, all of these are subject to change. And then finally, we have Japan, where you have Kobe University, Takasaki City University of Economics, Toyo University, and Waseda University. And you can see there on the map where they are and how kind of what location in Japan and whatever they are. And again, finally, subject to change. But most of them will probably kind of stay the same, and you'll have a good option of universities to choose from when you're going on your Erasmus then in third year. So then finally, your fourth year, your last year in DCU doing international business, you are going to be studying, again, you're going to continue on with your language and your cultural modules. So you're not going to just forget about your language now that you're back from your Erasmus. You're going to continue it the whole way through your studies. And you're going to study, on top of that, business strategy, responsible management and leadership, managing change and digital transformation. And then that's, again, like I was saying, your language and your cultural modules. Now, in fourth year, you actually do get the opportunity to specialize in one of these following areas too. So you can specialize in economics, finance, human resource management, operations, marketing, and business analytics then too. There are your different options. So that's really, really a great opportunity to kind of hone in on exactly what area of business you've been enjoying throughout your 3 years and get a better kind of understanding of those that you like. So then moving on, that's international business. Again, I'll answer any extra questions that people have that I can at the end. So if you want, I can answer questions on that then. But we're just going to start now on the global business aspect. So again, I said France, Spain, Germany, Canada, and USA are the different options that we have. So we don't have anything like Japanese or Chinese like we do with international business, but we do have Canada and USA, so a little bit something different. The points actually ranged from 477 to 613 because these courses are separate. I'll actually have the points here if you are interested. So the points for Spain were 554 last year. The points for France were 521 last year. The points for Germany were 477 last year. The points for Canada were 566 last year, and the points for USA were 613. So why should you study global business in DCU? So you're going to get your business experience. You're going to get, like any other business course, you're also going to get experience in a workplace. So global business is quite a unique course, where the way it works and the structure of it is you're going to do 2 years here in DCU. For your first year, you're going to be all in DCU. For your second year, that's when things start to change a little bit. Your first semester, so your first from September to Christmas, is as normal, you're in college. Then from January to June, you're going to be on an internship placement. So that's where I am at the moment. So I just started my second semester of second year, and I just started my internship on Monday. So it's definitely really, really exciting, and it's a great opportunity to kind of get into the workplace, to build that experience up and have that experience on your CV before you even graduate. So that's a really, really great opportunity. And then your third and fourth year, you move over to your partner country. So whether it be France, Spain, Germany, USA, or Canada. And then over there, you actually do a 6-month internship over there too. So you're getting a whole year's of experience, a whole 2 years away, and a great opportunity to learn really, really interesting business topics then too on top of that. And then, like I said, finally, something that people don't maybe note all the time is the opportunity to travel, and the opportunity to see different places is also really, really important and a great opportunity to have with this college course. So just again, the special entry requirements, nothing really too crazy. Just if you're doing global business, Spain, France, or Germany, to do those languages, you do need to have the H4 in French, German, and Spanish. Same with international business again. Obviously, if you're doing global business Canada or USA, there's no entry requirements for languages because you don't study one. So you do something a little bit different. That's the difference there. So again, we don't offer a beginner level. It's the same as international business. So you have to just kind of come into college then with these three, with that H4 minimum. So again, I'm just going to go through, similar again to international business, what exactly the modules we're going to study and exactly what you're going to be doing on a day-to-day. This is quite similar to international business, so I won't delve too deeply into it, but I will highlight the main differences there too. So first year, again, it's looking pretty similar. You've got your business analytics, your critical thinking, our award-winning module Life, Learning Innovation for Enterprise, and then again your language modules. Your language modules will be the same that you're going to be studying in first year as they will be in international business. You'll do intermediate language and you'll do like literature and culture. And then semester one, it's a little bit similar, but it's where it kind of starts to change a little bit too. We do microeconomics, we do the global business environment, and we also do psychology in organizations. We do this in first year instead. And then in semester two, you do introduction to marketing, introduction to macroeconomics, financial accounting for decision making, and Principles of Finance 1, then 2. So there's a few different kind of differences there that you can highlight. You do a few more business modules there in first year, just because you're in DC for quite a short amount of time, so you kind of do them a little bit more compact. And then the elective modules for USA and Canada, you can't take Japanese and Chinese as far as I know, but you can take a different language. You could take French, German, and Spanish as an elective, and then there's a few elective business courses modules as well. So you've got things like, I think, like modern contemporary Europe and things like that, and a lot of people do take them. So it's the USA and Canada students, and then also any of the international students who've come over and already have the language, obviously, and they don't need to study it. So you can take French, German, and Spanish definitely as an elective module. Okay, so then moving on to second year. Again, quite similar. So we've got semester 1, you've got business analytics again, continuing on from your first year knowledge. And then you've got management accounting for decision making, more finance, market research, and customer experience in action. And then again, in second year, this is where our language modules change just a little bit more. So we actually learn French language for business, or German language for business, or Spanish language for business, which is just a little bit more relevant on what we'll be doing over in the partner country and university. And then semester 2, like I was saying, you're on internship placement. So you're not in college, you're not doing classes, but you do have a language module once a week just to keep your language learning up to date. Again, USA and Canada students won't have to take that language module. They won't have to take any classes during their internship placement. So it's just the internship. Then moving on to third and fourth year. So it's third and fourth year that are years abroad for global business journeys. That's a slight difference there too. You're not coming back in fourth year to DCU, you're away still. So I'm going to just kind of go through the different universities now of where exactly you're going to be in USA, Canada, France, Germany, and Spain really quick. So let's have a look. So just for Global Business France, first of all, you can see it's Neoma Business School in Rennes, which is just about an hour to 45 minutes away from Paris. You can see it there on the red pin where exactly it is, quite close to Belgium as well, close enough to Luxembourg too. Really, really great location, and that's where you'll be for Global Business France. Then for Global Business Germany, you're going to go to ESB Business School, which is kind of in the south of Germany. There you can see where it is. And that's not too far, I suppose, from the likes of Munich, as you can see there on the map. So that's ESB Business School. And then for Global Business Spain, you're going to be in ICADE Comillas, which is in the centre of Madrid. It could not be more central in Madrid. So that's an opportunity to live in a really amazing city as well. So that's a really good option there too. That's in, like I said, the centre of Madrid. So you can see it there right in the middle of Spain on the map. And then Global Business Canada. These ones are a little bit harder to see exactly where they are because of the sheer size of the countries. But you can see it there, Brock University. It's in St. Catharines in Ontario, and it's actually, for kind of a reference of where it is, it's really close to Niagara Falls, which is a really famous landmark. And then Global Business USA, it's Northeastern University in Boston, USA. So that's it there on the east coast of the States. So there are all the different universities you could be going to if you choose to do this course. And they're absolutely all brilliant universities, and it's such a great opportunity to kind of get yourself away and to travel abroad and stuff. So I'm just going to quickly recap then on just kind of DC Business School on a whole. So DC graduates are described as rounded and grounded and employable and promotable as well. So just kind of a few kind of stats and figures that are really interesting. You know, DC graduates have the highest average earnings both in year 1 after graduation and in year 10, according to the CSO, the Central Statistics Office. And then we consistently rank as well as the university with Ireland's best graduate employment rate. 96% are in work or in further study within about 6 months of graduation, which is absolutely amazing as well. So it's a really, really great opportunity to know that with DCU you are going to find work or further study really quickly. And then last but not least, DCU was voted as the winner of the Career Development category of the 2023 Global Student Satisfaction Awards. So it's definitely a great opportunity to go to DCU, and these are two really great courses that you'd be able to enjoy while you're there. And then just quickly, I know I mentioned about intra and internship placements for global business specifically. These are some of the different employers that you could be placed with for your internship, but also then for both courses, it's a few different employers, for example, that a lot of graduates would go to too. So you have big names there. You have Amazon, BMW, Deloitte, eBay, Ernst & Young, the EU Parliament, Meta, Google, IBM, KPMG, LinkedIn, L'Oreal, PwC, and there's literally so many more. You could end up literally wherever you wanted. And then just a quick kind of recap, DC people, we have over 15,000 undergraduates, 4,500 postgrads, we have 500 plus PhD students, over 3,000 staff, and over 130 nationalities, which just tells DCU is such a diverse and it's a great university to be able to meet loads of different new people. So many people there to meet, as you can see, and it's a great university for that. And then just look, there's a few links and stuff. And I'll be here anyway. If anyone has any questions, I'm here to answer them now. Just stick them into the chat there. If anyone has any questions at all. And I don't hesitate again, guys, if you think of questions another day, to use this platform on Unibuddy. You can actually end up messaging me or somebody else about student life or about a course in particular. Just message us on Unibuddy and someone will get back to you really quickly, I promise. In the Global Business France class, so in my year, there's 17 of us. They're quite small. For the global business, that's probably for the global business classes, that's probably on the higher end as well. And look, I mean, there's a few people that still might not aren't so sure they're gonna go over. So I think in between 15 and 20 are kind of the numbers you should expect. But yeah, I think 17 is pretty standard numbers for global business. I think a few of them have more, a few of them have less, but not many more or many less. If anyone has any questions, don't hesitate. Anyway, if you have any other questions, just let me know. I think this is open until 6:30, so I can be here anyway answering any questions you have. Yeah, like Margaret said there, we actually do have our open day on Saturday the 5th of April. So if you are genuinely interested in coming to DCU and maybe studying international or global business, I definitely recommend you come down and get a feel for the university, get a feel for the campus, for the people. You'll meet staff, students. It's always a really nice day, and it really kind of shows you what it's going to be like every day. I definitely recommend it. No, for Global Business Canada, no, you're not obligated to study any language modules at all. You can take French language as an elective if you wish, but you can also take different business modules if you don't want to continue on with the language. But no, you're not required to take any language modules for Global Business Canada. It's only for France, Germany, and Spain, because when they go over to France, Germany, or Spain, you have to study through that language. But in Canada, you'll be studying through English. So there's no obligation at all. I know a lot of people do take them just because they'd rather take that instead of the other ones that are offered. But no, that's only if you choose to. Again, I would probably email the email here. I'll send it on. That Margaret sent on before. If you email this email here, and tell them exactly your situation, you'll be able to get an exact response. But if she is completely fluent in Spanish, it's very possible she won't even need to take the Spanish to do Global Business Spain. She might be able to just be exempt from it and study two different elective modules instead, like the USA and Canada students and the international students coming over from Spain. So I'd email them for an exact response, but that should be the case, I would say. So my average week, I would say, that's actually a good question. Unfortunately, we didn't get any days off in first year. I will say like you said, Global Business France. I would say in first year it is pretty full on, but not in like it's completely manageable. I wouldn't be worrying about it. Like you kind of have. I think we had French maybe 2 to 4 times a week, and they were just our classes, and we kind of did French language, and then which is honestly, it's quite like when you're starting off, it's quite similar to like a leaving cert class. Say for example, like you're focusing on your kind of basic grammar, you're kind of getting a refresher back into it, and then you'll slowly kind of start working on new topics and stuff that you haven't done before. But then on top of that, you're going to do a French kind of culture and literature module. So that's really interesting. That's quite different. You get to read books and be able to discuss them, and it's less so about the language per se. Like some of the essays you could write in English, it's not necessarily about the language, but understanding the kind of way of life and the kind of history and that kind of aspect, which is a great opportunity as well. And then I'd say kind of first an average week, like I would say we were in every day, maybe like 2 to 3-ish hours, maybe a day, I would say. Like, I mean, it varied some days. Like a couple of days we had an hour, and then a couple of days we had like 4 or 5. You know, that kind of way. But like on average, I say it was around 3 hours a day, and it's really great. Like, I mean, you're getting to know a really nice group of people, and you're kind of with the global business kind of cohort a lot, so you get to know them really well, and that's really nice. So I'd say I'd come in, like in the mornings. We didn't have too many early starts, which was nice. And you'd go to your lectures. You might go. Then I was part of the French Society, and then I would maybe go to a French Society event, and then I was also part of the committee, so maybe I'd go to committee meeting. And then you do have time to do your own thing. Like, I mean, a couple of hours a week, especially at the start, maybe doing a bit of work or doing a bit of library time for exams, but I wouldn't stress too much. It kind of piles up a little bit more towards the end when the assignments start, becoming due, or exams or whatever, but we don't have exams actually. I think there's only one exam in the first semester. So it's not too bad. It's pretty light in that sense. It's a lot of continuous assessment, a lot of group work, and you get to meet a lot of people, but it's definitely, your weeks are fun. They're packed with socializing as well as work, and they're well balanced for sure. I hope that answers your question. I'm trying to think back now to what my weeks looked like. Just for the IB points, I'm not 100% sure exactly. I'm can't say for sure. Like, I wouldn't be able to give you an answer without knowing I was 100% correct. But that email again will tell you exactly what the conversion is, just for the courses that are 600 plus. I know there's obviously USA 613. I don't know, but anything past that 625 is normally like interviews and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be worrying about any of them. But I can't say for sure about the 600 plus. I do know that people who did the IB did do our course, so I know it is possible. I just don't know exactly the exact conversion. I don't know if that really helps. Sorry. I mean, I think the location of DCU and the commute, it is kind of different. Like, I mean, you're not looking at the likes of, say, Trinity, which is very central. A lot of people find, I think, that commute may be easier, but I actually think the location of DCU is nearly nicer. because it's kind of, you've got a bit of a mix of everything, and you're actually really close to the city centre as well. I think people forget how close DC really is. It's literally like 10-15 minutes on the bus, well, maybe 15, maybe, it's Dublin traffic. But I mean, my starting off in first year, like my commute was probably about an hour and a half, and I would actually live quite close. So I mean, it is kind of tricky, but I think that's just or maybe our transport system more than anything. But to be honest with you, a lot of people commute, so you wouldn't be too you wouldn't be kind of the only one commuting. Like it's something to get used to if you don't know the area. I have kind of family close to the area, so I kind of knew it already. But it's a great location, and there's loads of lovely kind of coffee shops and stuff around to kind of go to during the day and stuff. It is really nice. The commute obviously is something you have to see if you're personally kind of interested in or not, but it's not too bad. Yeah, so like Margaret said there, you can email that email there for the PLC advice. It'll just depend. And then yeah, I mean the Global Business Society, like it's definitely I joined it in first year. It's a good society. They do some good events. Now for me, I wasn't able to go to some of them personally because some of them were on the weekends, and I just had other stuff on. That's just the case for that was just a personal thing. The Global Business Society is really good. I know a lot of the international students absolutely love it. Um, I wouldn't say it's one of those things where you like because you study global business, you have to join it. Like, I wouldn't stress about that in that sense. It's what you're interested in. Like if you want to get to know more people that are in global business, absolutely. Like it's a brilliant society. They do really, really cool events. But it's not one of those things where it's completely necessary. So I wouldn't stress about like having to join it.